Look, I can't lie. I've always had the itch. Maybe like you, I've always had the itch to gamble. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down to you how I started wanting to gambling to ultimately being led to sports betting and making hundreds of thousands of dollars betting on sports. So if you want to make sports betting your next side hustle, it's a remote side hustle. You can do it online. This is the video for you. You can make a lot of money doing it. So let's get into it. So people, they either love or they hate gambling. There's really not an in-between. You either have that gambler's DNA or you don't, right? So I knew I wanted to gamble. I just didn't know what I wanted to do, right? So I started out playing a little bit of poker. It wasn't really for me, but what I figured out early is there's only two forms of gambling. There's basically just two forms of gambling where you can actually have a mathematical edge and win long term, right? And that's poker and that's sports betting. There are people who make full-time incomes from playing poker consistently year after year, decade after decade, and the same for sports betting, right? This is not possible for roulette, right? In roulette, you cannot have a mathematical edge. If you play roulette, you will lose long term. That is called a negative EV game. It is not beatable, right? You cannot beat roulette or slots. The only two forms of gambling where you can really have an edge, make serious profits, and win long term are poker and sports betting. And sports betting, in my opinion, is a much more lucrative form of gambling, and I'm going to take you through everything you need to know about sports betting. So when I was in college, sports betting wasn't big, right? Like I bet on sports, but it wasn't even really legal in the US. So ultimately what I started to get into as well was trading, right? Because if you think about trading versus sports betting, trading and sports betting are extremely similar. You're buying and you're selling teams. You're betting on the Lakers, you're buying the Lakers, right? You're hoping they win. And in trading, you're buying and selling stocks. You're gambling in financial markets. So I ultimately decided right out of school to pursue a career in trading and learned so many invaluable things that helped me in my sports betting journey. And we're going to go through a bunch of those things in this video. So let's discuss how you can make serious profits betting on sports. So there's one really important thing that I learned in trading, right? And it's that data. Data is so important. It is critical. You know, 99.999% of people, they think they can beat the stock market. They'll read articles and they think they can trade their way to profits, and they can't. They can't. The market is really hard to beat. It requires a sophistication, right? A really deep understanding of data. And in sports betting, it's no different. You know, 99% of sports bettors, they trust their gut, they trust their emotions, and they think that's what beats sports books. Right? 99% of sports bettors, they bet with their heart, they bet with their gut, their emotions, and honestly, to put it plainly, they all lose money. That's why the sports books are in business, right? Because 99% of sports bettors, they trust their gut, they trust their heart, they don't trust the data. When what's really important in sports betting, if you ever want to make money, is learning how to read the data, learning how to follow the market, and take advantage of inefficiencies. Right? So the whole point of sports betting, if you want to make money, is understanding how to find value and how to take advantage of inefficiencies. So data is absolutely critical in sports betting, right? And the reason you can make so much money sports betting is all of these sports books, Sports Illustrated Sportsbook, Stake Sportsbook, they all want to be unique, right? So they all set lines independently. They all try to do it themselves. Every book wants to be different than the other, so they all set their prices. Prices are the same as odds in sports betting. They all set their prices independently. So you're going to see in the Canadiens-Islanders game, just as a simple example, the under 5.5 total goals is priced, you know, on most sports books around plus 105 odds. So if you look at all the sports books, you have numerous data points. You have dozens of data points, all telling you where the line should be set. And all of these sports books are around, you know, plus 105 odds for the under 5.5 total goals, right? So they're giving you a price of about plus 105 odds. But if you scroll over, what you're gonna notice is this Sports Interaction Sportsbook, they're slipping up big time, right? They're giving us plus 129 odds. So they're giving us a major discrepancy. They're giving us a ton of value on the under. Most books are around plus 105. We're getting plus 129 on Sports Interaction. And the tool I mainly use to find my profitable bets is the OddsJam positive expected value, positive EV So this just means profitable. It's a big word that just means profitable. So the OddsJam positive expected value page. So if you think about it, this is really interesting, right? Because if you go to E-Trade, you go to Fidelity, and if you looked up the price of Facebook stock at the time of recording this video, it's $213.85, right? It's not like I can go to E-Trade and see the stock for $190, but on Fidelity, it's $250, right? That doesn't happen in any other market. It only happens in sports betting, where the market is extremely fragmented and all these books try to set lines independently, right? So as a sharp bettor, our job is really easy when we're using the positive expected value tool. We just put in the sports books we use, right? And all this tool does is it scans the market and shows you major discrepancies where sports books are slipping up and offering a ton of value. So you can see there's some profitable soccer bets on FanDuel and an MLB bet, as well as this really great play with a 6.45% profit margin on Sports Interaction Sportsbook on under 5.5 total goals at plus 129 odds. So you just follow the data. The same way as being a trader, you're always following the data. It's no different in sports betting. You follow the data, you look for value, inefficiencies in the market, and where you can get bets where you're getting way too much value that's too good to be true. That's how you really rack up the money and make big profits sports betting. And again, the tool I'm using for most of these plays is the positive EV, the positive expected value betting tool. So looking for big discrepancies and taking advantage of them.